You get lost in your imperfections. You get lost in the things you want. But if you slow down for just 1 second, you might feel way better than you thought. And if you took a second to breathe, took a minute to cry, or maybe you would see that all this time I've been right here. Baby, I know it, life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now. Maybe we could go and find a view if we need some entertainment. But we don't have to hurry, cause our conversation's always entertaining. And if you just want me to listen, I can do that too. Because all that I can do for you, I'll do. Oh yeah, baby, I know it. Life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now. Baby, I know it. Life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TALKS Livestream, episode number 69. This is a big one. This is a big one. We got all kinds of fun stuff planned for you. Now, you may notice I'm not in Southern California. I'm back on the homestead, which is amazing. And you'll also probably notice that a lot of our little snippets and stuff like that aren't the same as they normally are because I had a whole bunch of stuff I needed to get done today. So that's basically that. I hope you guys still hang out with us, and we'll do some different updates and have a really good conversation about the compounding effects of taking small victories on the homestead, which I'm really excited to talk about because I'm feeling my energy
Nice.
Right? Which is super exciting for me. And then there's another exciting thing that I think I mentioned in passing to you, but it just makes me right, which I love that.
You do?
Yeah, I totally love that.
Ah.
So, yeah, basically, I was down south helping your mom with a thing we're going to talk about today, and I happened upon her scale,
Oh.
and I found out that I was right about our scale being not calibrated properly, because on her scale, I'm down to 240 pounds. Now it's been like a month since I've actually weighed myself in, but that's what, 26 pounds
Nice.
since moving out here. Boom.
Oh,
The
yeah.
off-grid homestead diet, it consists of essentially doing really hard work all the time and eating whatever you want.
And not eating a bunch of fast food every day.
And not eating fast food every day.
Yeah.
That seems to be a working thing. Yeah.
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 Congratulations.
Hey,
yeah.
you're welcome. Yeah,
Awesome.
because I'm sure that's super helpful to be able to see around me, and sort of stuff like
Hey,
when
it's good for the heart.
It's definitely good for the heart.
So I'm very glad of that.
It's definitely good for the heart.
Yes.
So yeah. So anyway, if this is your first time watching this live stream, this is the sTEaD Talks live stream where we talk about homestead stuff, off-grid living, and generally just jump on here to have fun with you guys. And if that sounds like it is better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, then please consider subscribing. And we hope you do, so you can see future episodes here too. Let me know in the chat what's going on in your life right now, and if you don't want to write that, just write like hi or something. I didn't have a chance to test to make sure that the chat was working today, but I suppose I could hold please. Let's see. Let's just see what happens here. Hello everyone. And we'll just check this out real quick. There it is. Okay, yeah, it's totally going to work. See? Look. Hello, everyone.
Nice.
There's the test. There's the test I meant to do just a few minutes ago.
Go. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweeta bablita.
So why don't we jump into doing a couple of the little updates that we have. So first and foremost, I was down in Southern California, which was an interesting experience for me because I flew out of Medford and flew into LAX, right? And Medford, literally, there were 2 doors, which was
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to
LAX, where there was 8 billion people.
Right.
And so
you can get lost very easily, and there's like probably 100 indoors.
Yeah, just on one of the levels.
On one level, and on the other level, another 100.
Yeah, it's crazy down there. And let me tell you, having just come off of the homestead, I stuck out like a sore thumb. Yeah, it was pretty interesting to watch. So I am putting together currently. Oh, so anyway, I was down there to help Carrie's mom, Karen, to move up here. She got herself a beautiful motorhome, and we moved her up here. So now all the big talk that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks about Karen coming up, she is here.
Yay!
I went down to Southern. I braved the lion's den to make sure that it happened. So yeah. So I'm super excited about it.
Me too.
I had some pretty amazing things happen while I was down there, and I'm putting together a fun video to share with you guys. That will be one of our long form videos, and it's gonna basically be like a little Netflix documentary, and without the Netflix part. Yeah, yeah. You'll be able to see it for free on YouTube. So,
Yeah, I'm super excited though.
yeah, yeah.
More on that to come.
Yeah, more on that to come because we have a special guest that we are going to do a little interview with tonight, and we hope that will be of interest to you.
Yes.
To you.
You.
So,
Are you?
so that's the first thing. Then we got the old garden. We're going to show you a little clip that Carrie made while I was down south about what's happening a little bit, just a little taste about what's happening. And she's got a question for you too. So if you guys have an answer, please put it in the chat so that we can make sure to enjoy the garden responsibly. Okay?
I am ridiculously excited about the rain. Overjoyed. I'm also cooking, so here we are. All right, over here we've got onions, bloop, 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 bloop. Celery, a little more celery, and then some bell pepper. We've got an orange bell pepper, a yellow bell pepper, and a red bell pepper. They're all looking pretty happy, I think. I hope. Little sun sugar. I thought they were called something else. I love them though. I planted them before. They were amazing. Romaine. Hello, romaine lettuce. I love you. I want to eat you right now. But I have to do more research. You can let me know. Like, how do I go about eating that? I know you can cut some of them and they'll continue to grow, but I don't really want to endanger my plants. But I also want to eat them. Too soon? I don't know.
All right. Yeah, we got rain, like real live rain.
Yep.
And it did quite a wondrous amount of watering of the garden. I think we shouldn't have to worry about watering for at least a good couple of days. Yeah. And then when we do need to worry about watering, Carrie had the foresight to put out a bunch of containers to collect as much of the rainwater as we possibly could off the solar, which did a fantastic job.
It did. It did. I don't know how much by gallons. Couple of good.
Probably 20 gallons. Yeah, 20, 30 gallons. So for us, that is quite a bit. I'm also, we're planning a video on about water, which I think is going to be really interesting because our water situation is very different from most of your water situations. Did you know that the average American family of 4 uses 125 gallons of water a day?
I don't even understand how that's possible.
It's
I don't
crazy.
feel like we used that much water in the city when we lived in the city, and we're a family of 7.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Was everybody taking 30-minute showers and like watering their lawns for another 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's quite possible.
Yeah.
It is quite possible.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know neither.
We know if you know.
Yeah. How much water do you guys think you guys use? Let's put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Totally an estimation.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. All right. And then let's see. Is it this? I just realized I didn't put a microphone channel on this other one. So basically I just want to give you an update on the YouTube channel as well, which I'll spit out the stats now. We're up to 190 subscribers, which on YouTube for us is like amazing because in our first month we did about 86 or so new subscribers. So welcome to each and every one of you. But it's been 106 in the first 2 weeks of the second month.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty fantastic. So anyway, if you're checking us out for the first time, this is the page. Oh, see, now you can probably hear me. So anyway, this is the page here. It's 7Kin Homestead. At 7Kin Homestead, we got 89 videos, and that's only because I unlisted a whole bunch of videos from the past that were just not up to our, where we're at currently with the video production quality. And 190 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed and you happen to come across this video, please subscribe. We'll try to keep you entertained the whole time. The whole time that you're a subscriber. The entire whirly gig. So that's good. I think I might have just broken my chair. But I am down 25 pounds, so I'm not going to let it bother me. So if I don't actually see any viewers, so if you are watching, do me a favor and leave something in the chat so that I know that you're here. That'll be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's take a look see at what the next update is. I think you might want to do that one thing that we were talking about doing, because it is time for our first segment of the evening, which is yeah, that's the intro right there. So that is correct. It is the segment called The Little Things, where we celebrate the little things that brought us joy this week. And this week we have a very special thing that caused me joy, because it's caused me joy in the future. And that's because we have a wonderful special guest who is going to do her best to entertain you, but regardless of if you're entertained or not, this brings me joy because I've been trying to get this to happen for several weeks now, and she's agreed to make it occur. So I'm running out of words to say while she's getting mic'd up, so we're just going to let her do that. And then I'll do a proper introduction in just a moment. So yeah. So as a dad, one of my favorite things that I've gotten to do is watch Brooklyn perform music in front of pretty big crowds, playing guitar, playing ukulele, and also sometimes with Carrie and sometimes without her. And so this evening, we have finally convinced her to grace us with her presence. So I would like to introduce you to the wonderful, amazing, and talented Brooklyn Rutland.
Hi.
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 And she's going to sing a song for us, okay? I'm going to mute my mic.
Okay. I think it'd be better just on my lap. You can just keep it like that. Okay. This is Time Passing Through by Caden Mackay. He's pretty cool. It's a great song. Okay. Can't the future just wait? Can't the deadlines come fashionably late? I could push every goal back, take control back. They'd roll back the rate at which time starts to fall. Never landing or standing by, never taking a break, never making me really dry. We nickel and dime every quarter or two. And maybe it's time to let time pass. If the future is bright, it doesn't shine with that end of the tunnel. More like a deer in the headlights, sudden red lights, a dead lights as the anglerfish bite. It's not fair. The past is clear, but it's clear back there. What's ahead, no one knows, but it's closing in, we swear. Come on, in my prime, I have so much to do. It's time faster. And the future just wait. And the deadlines come fashionably late. I can push every goal. We can go back. They roll back. The road starts to fly. That or standing by, never taking a breath, never making cry. Now that quarter to, it's time to let time pass through.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
Brooklyn, you amaze me, kiddo.
you.
And you are one of the little things that has caused me joy this week. I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing that for me. That was a beautiful song, and you did it very beautifully. Oh, and so on that one, you actually got to see the joy, like coming to fruition in real time. I just love watching you perform and listening to you sing, and I feel like I get a front row seat to a performance of a future star.
Thank you.
Clap hands.
Yes.
I love you, kiddo.
I love you too.
You're amazing.
Great. I'm gonna
What? I was actually going to ask you just a couple questions. How long have you been playing guitar?
Too long.
Oh, really? As a 13-year-old girl, I wonder what your viewpoint is of something being too long.
Too long.
Yeah.
Probably since you were like 7 or 8, and then really picked it up when you were about 10, 11.
Okay. Yeah.
So between 3 and 6 years.
Yeah. Anywhere between then.
Yeah. Okay.
Between then and now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what kind of music do you like singing the most?
Songs with the higher notes.
You like the high, hitting the high registers?
Yes, I like the higher notes.
Yeah.
Because I can't sing very low.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing, kiddo. You always just blow me away. And sometimes I'll hear you singing in the like either outside or in your bedroom or whatever, and I'm just like, holy crap, that girl got pipes. She get it from her mama. So, yeah. Do you have a favorite artist currently?
To sing?
Well,
just
just
in general.
in general.
I don't know. I listen to so many different genres of music.
Yeah.
You know, from jazz to J-pop.
Wow.
Wide range.
But in the J register.
Sometimes.
J-pop, jazz.
Yes.
Jack-o'-lantern rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack-o'-lantern rock is like by far my favorite.
Yeah. And then the occasional hyper screamo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would scream, but my voice hurts.
And you're mic'd up, so they wouldn't appreciate this.
Yeah, they wouldn't appreciate that very much.
Totally. Well, kiddo, I hope you'll make this a regular appearance and you'll come and sing for us. That would be phenomenal. We'll set up a whole little thing for you.
A whole thing for me.
A whole thing for you.
Just for me.
Just for you.
Just for me.
I love you, kiddo.
Love you too.
Thank you so much. Hey, if you're watching, let's give Brooklyn a huge round of applause. She's
Yay!
just like so amazing. I'm so proud. And Gerald, you're totally right. I'd be proud too. Yes, sir. I certainly am. And she's also just brilliant in a bunch of other ways too. You ought to see some of her art. It's like, I know dads are like, you should see my kids' drawings. They're very advanced for their age, but like she could go and work for Disney right now, which is pretty fantastic. And maybe we'll show them off sometime. Um, so while Carrie's getting her mic put back on, um, yeah. God, I'm actually just kind of blown away from that. I can't believe I helped make her. You know?
So good. Oh
So
my
good.
gosh.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, did we miss anything for the first part of the deal?
You miss anything?
Did we miss any of the things that we had set up?
I don't think so.
No. Oh, the Merlin update.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So here's something fun. So like you guys are getting to know Merlin, and you know what he's like, and how he's just a big old powder puff.
Teddy bear.
He's a big old teddy bear. We love him. And so this week with Karen moving up here, Merlin has a little friend that he gets to play with now. So check him out.
Good dogs. Oh my goodness. See, you're good friends already. I can tell. You're going to be fine.
And you know,
Whole fenced garden.
yeah.
That's so cool.
And everything is just doing amazing. Hi, Dakota. Oh, it's so nice to see you.
So now it's the Merlin and Dakota show. That's Dakota. He's a 7-year-old Basset, 8-year-old Basset Hound. And you know, he gets around, and it's pretty funny to watch them run around together because, well, Merlin is the world's fastest dog, and can run forever. And then you've got Dakota, who's this little log that's running behind, barking the whole way. So they're so cute together. Yeah.
So cute. Merlin will fly by, and Dakota will like, oh, and then Merlin will come back and be like, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
run
let's do it
circles.
again.
And this morning I let them both out at like 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, okay, they'll probably just hang out here. And then about an hour later, I go outside and I'm calling Merlin, Dakota, because they're nowhere to be found. And I see them both up on top of one of the hills behind a fence and then behind some other stuff, like, I don't know, getting into something. But they're just having a blast. And then when I called them, they both came back. And then I went back inside, came back out. They were gone. They were in the complete opposite direction. And running around down the hill, so they're just off having adventures and everything. And it's inspired me to write a children's book called The Husky and the Hound, or the Homestead Husky and Hound. Yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah, we'll play around with it.
Homestead Husky and Hound. It also sounds like a brand of beer.
The Red
So
Husky and Hound.
if I ever make like a craft
You're
beer
online.
or a craft brewery or anything else like that, it'll probably be called Homestead Husky and Hound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Triple H.
I like it.
Yeah.
Triple H.
There you go.
Look out.
Yeah. So Gerald, Basset Hounds are the best.
Agreed.
Yeah, Bassets are great. We had. Do you remember Sadie from back in the day? We had our little Basset Hound that was running around.
She was awesome.
And Gerald had 5 as a kid. That's fantastic.
Nice.
That's great. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. The people that we featured on the live stream last week, they actually raise they raise Bassets, so it's kind of cool. It's all coming together. Synergy, right? Then we got Josh Bubba Ganush
Hey.
Curtis in the chat. Hey, bud. You weren't here for the first part, but I'll have you know I'm down 26 pounds, Bubba. So, you know, you may have to just, think about changing the old name here pretty soon. I'm going to start doing sit-ups, and it's going to be, you're going to have to call me like Mr. Universe or something like that. Which I think I would really, really love to like make an agreement with you. Like if I get down to 200 pounds, you have to refer to me as Mr. Universe or something like that. Yep. Sorry, I'm late. How did the move go? How is the mother-in-law? So we're actually gonna have her come in and kind of tell you herself here in a few minutes. It went great. I flew down there. It was like an hour and 15 minutes to fly down there, and it only took 14 hours to drive that motorhome with a U-Haul truck drug behind it, or a U-Haul trailer drug behind it. So it was good. I'm fairly wiped out at this point, and so you're going to find that I sound like I've been drinking, but I promise I haven't been. So, and then we got a Homestead a chubby beer. There we go. HCB. I like it. I like it. We'll think about it. I have some pictures that are from when I was my biggest, when I was like tipping the scale at 3 hundo. That would probably make really good like labels,
That'd be fun.
Remember that one where I was like push my stomach out and it was just all big? That would be perfect. Yeah. All right, so you guys, I want you to put some questions in the chat for Karen, and we'll go over the ones that are appropriate. So, and I would like to have actually.
What?
You want to get yourself a?
I can do the cajon back here.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I think I'll give her this, and I'll just shout.
You'll just shout.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Okay. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
We could have had a third mic. You could just get the third mic, too.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, we can talk for a few minutes while this is going on.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I may not have it set up though to find it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because I'll do a little setup first to make sure it scans and finds it and everything.
See, I'm a little bit I'm a little bit off today because I didn't really travel to a different time zone, but I still felt jet lagged, even though it was only an hour and a half flight. So, but then we worked our butts off, huh, Karen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we worked our butts off and got everything packed up in no time. So I'm trying to stay high energy for you guys, but I may halfway through the live stream go and take a nap. And then you guys can watch that if you want and write a bunch of comments. And when I wake up, I'll pick them up. I'll pick them up.
I would like to do this next time. I'm
Yeah, let's
afraid
do
that I
that.
might
Yeah, you're right.
change our
You're right.
stuff.
That's good.
Boom.
Sweet. All right.
Have that.
I'm definitely drinking. Cheers. Hey, well, I've got a Sunkissed Cherry Limeade, which is pretty phenomenal. And then if I had like maybe some vodka to go with it, that'd be good. I don't know. I'm just not much of a drinker. If it's not drinking whiskey, then or rum and coke, I don't really. Not my thing. So Josh, when she comes in, I'll make sure to ask her that one. And Gerald says, road weary. It's all good. Yeah, there was a period actually, because I was on the 5 and it's just a straight shot, the whole, like 650 miles of just straight, And I caught myself a couple times going into the whole highway hypnosis thing, which was no fun. Josh Curtis, guarantee you lagged the jet. Yeah, they put me right over. It's funny, when I got on the jet, they sat me next to this lady who was a big lady, not like, anything too crazy like my 600-pound life or anything like that. But she's a big lady. And then I'm, 14 feet tall and 13 feet wide. And so when the stewardess came by, they're like, or the flight attendant, sorry about that, came by, they basically said, like, hey, there's an empty row behind you. Would you like to sit back there? I was like, yep. And then after I got myself unwedged out from between the two of us, I got a whole row. So I ended up with 2 seats like Josh Curtis suggested, but I didn't have to pay for the second one. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, look at you. All right, well, let's welcome Karen in. Karen, Carrie's mom. She's got her begonia in her
My
hair.
signature flower
Yeah, the
from Hawaii.
signature flower from Hawaii.
From my sweet friend Myra.
All right. And then let us know in the chat if you can hear Karen, because we've got a couple of questions for her. First of all, how was the packing up and everything? How did that go?
That was great.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been better.
Nice.
We played Tetris.
We did. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Describe for them how I like what it looked like by the time we were done packing everything.
We started with a regular 3-car garage type of garage.
Mm-hmm.
And we put everything that I had from this garage side and from the living space side in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a 12 by 16 trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 6 by 12.
6 by 12. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
small.
yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
See, numbers.
Oh,
They're not working for me right now.
I just happen to know because it just happened.
Yeah.
In a few days,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So so that was really good. And what were you feeling with the whole leaving aspect of things?
Well, I've kind of come up with a thought this way, is that a lot of times 65-year-olds, they're winding down their job, they're getting their Social Security set up, they're getting their retirement set up, and they're preparing for, kind of just relaxing and stuff. I feel like I've just gone the other way. I'm prepared for a whole new adventure.
Nice.
A whole new start in life.
Yeah, and hard labor.
And
I'm just kidding.
I think that's
That's awesome.
what these young
Let's
kids,
get to it.
these young people,
Yeah, you get to go. I'd like that over there.
Yeah,
yeah,
that is actually more or less how it should work.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great, Karen. I'm really glad that you're here and that we can kind of go on this adventure together, all of us. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
the kids are just jazzed. They're super jazzed that you're here.
And there's something really special about doing something at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to me that this is the right time for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah,
It works with.
Yeah.
it's very true.
Yeah.
It's
And I go, what am I going to do? Just spend the rest of my time alone in a room enjoying, my friends on TV?
Sudoku.
My
Yeah.
TV friends.
Yeah, your TV friends.
Yeah.
No, when you could come out here and you could occasionally talk to your internet friends.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not like things weren't going well or anything.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
kind of like, this is just a real choice that I made for myself.
Well, it's been a long time in the making too. There's a number of times where, like, an initiation towards moving out here has happened, and so now you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never have to go to the greater Los Angeles area ever again, which is a huge benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
may
huge.
go there
Yeah.
at some point for something, but
Right, but I don't have to go anymore, so
no.
that's the good part. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
so I want to pick up something from the chat here. So
Oh, good.
Josh Bubba Ganush Curtis says, "Wow, life has treated her far better than you." Yeah. So the women in her family have lived into their like late
90s.
90s, you know.
Late 90s.
Yeah,
Oh,
so they're going to be around for a while, but the men in my family, I'm the oldest one. So
yeah, but you're not that old, so you're doing
no,
it.
yeah, totally. And
Yeah,
plus
you got a good heart.
I do.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
Yeah. I do have a good heart, and yeah, but like my dad left or passed at like 38. His dad passed at 36, and then so you know I'm the oldest Rutland who's ever existed,
Wow.
which is pretty fantastic.
Wow.
I win.
You
Yes.
win.
I win.
Yeah, you're gonna keep winning.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep winning.
Yeah. Well, you have two women who love you and support you, and
Aw.
we will do what we can to help you to just be
And make me salads.
happy.
And make me eat salad. Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I did give you salad for dinner.
that's true. That's
Didn't I?
true.
I
It
said,
had
"I'm
kale
having
in it
salad.
too.
I don't know what you're gonna have, but I'm having salad.
Yeah.
So if you want some,
Yeah, it had kale in it, and I have to be honest, I've never had kale before.
yeah.
I have never once had kale. So it wasn't bad. It tasted a little like dirt, but it had a lot of dressing on it, so it was like perfect.
Nice.
Josh would also like you to blink twice if you've been abducted.
Abducted by what?
Yeah,
That's the
right?
question.
Yeah.
I wonder sometimes.
Yeah.
Funny.
hmm
Hello.
Something must have happened to me at some point.
Yeah, a
I
little
just don't know.
alien abduction. All right, and then we got a real question from Josh. Other than being grandma, what are your goals and hopes for the homestead? That's a great question, Josh.
Wow.
So what are what would you
Well,
like to do?
Consider myself just the grandma. I'm just another member of the family unit,
Yeah.
you know? And I want to see those boys get to be like men. I want to see the men
Yeah.
in the family.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
thrive and survive, and you know, and
and grow beards.
the grow beards. Yeah, and the girls, you know, they just have the sweetest character. I'd love, you know, to see that continue and see what they're gonna do later on their life. You know, see Brooklyn get her driver's license. And,
That terrifies me.
yeah,
Yeah. But
I'll
I'm
teach you
still
to
into
drive.
it.
I don't mind.
I'm still into it.
yeah.
We'll teach her.
We'll get her on a tractor.
Yeah, well,
She'll have
Carrie-
like 80% of it down.
Carrie started driving, and I never knew where she was or where she was
Yeah.
going or what she was doing, but
was doing
I
some-
just trusted that.
Remember when we talked about my good heart earlier?
Yeah.
You're doing wonders for it right now.
Yeah. No, I just trusted her.
Yeah.
And I believe that, you know, that we want to do that with all the kids. We just want them to know that they're loved, and you know,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they have a family. Oh, and my family has just been so great to me. They've all just encouraged me and said how proud they are of me for taking this step. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm independent, but I'm not alone.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So,
you got support now,
yeah.
which is really good.
Yeah,
And
I
and
just want to go on walks on the mountain every day.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
just do.
Yeah.
I don't have like big, and I never did have like big goals of becoming like someone.
Well, how about
I
just
just
on
wanna
the
have
like
fun.
what are some things that you would like to do like out here? Would you like to help in the garden with Carrie? Do you want to build a log cabin? Are you thinking about tanning your own leather that you hunted? In like, what are some things that you would like to do with your time? I know Legos is top on the list up there,
Walks on the mountain.
and walks on the mountain. But what are some other things that you'd like to do?
To do. Yeah, I think helping with the garden.
Yeah.
is a good.
Yeah, because you worked in a flower shop for
Yeah.
a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved plants, and I have plants that I've had since 2003
Wow.
that are, you know, alive and thriving, and so taking care of plants.
A small percentage of our children were born prior to 2003. No, none of them.
None of them.
Not one of them.
You have plants older than our kids?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Oh, yes, you're helping me with the garden for sure.
Yes.
yeah,
See?
yeah. yeah. Well, a lot of them, like if they
It's
if they
exciting.
need water, you give them water.
Yeah.
That's the kind of plants I've taken care of, really.
Yeah.
You need water, you give them water.
Yeah.
So,
It's not like a little shop of what is it? Little shop of horrors. You've never had to feed a human to a plant before or anything else like that.
no.
Feed me. Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
It's great.
Gosh, I don't know if that's a real, like, mind-breaking answer.
I think it's real
But-
for what you want though.
Yeah.
And plus I think over the next month or so you'll probably go, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to have I would like to blah. Yeah, here's Dakota.
Buddy.
I don't know if you can see him.
No,
He's very
done.
short. He's such a good boy though.
He's a
Yeah.
good dog.
Um and I think that's how it like you'll get into a rhythm where you'll be like, I'm gonna do my arts and crafts and I'm gonna do my sewing and all of that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of cool stuff. You could teach the girls how to sew and like there's all kinds of fun stuff that I think is in your near future. In your near future, let's see what Gerald Hecker has to say. Love the fact she chose to live life and experience things, not just exist.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you for like pushing away all of the confusion and just initiating and going.
Yeah.
You know?
There were we kept saying, well, I'm gonna miss this or that, and
Baja Fresh.
Baja Fresh.
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can make our own Baja Fresh.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Everything at Baja Fresh we can grow here
Wow.
and we can eat it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Hi, Crystal.
Yummy.
How's it
Hey,
going?
Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
If you're just tuning in, this is Karen. This is Carrie's mom. She just moved out onto the homestead with us, so we're very pleased to have her out here.
Oh, and then Merlin came to see me too. Look, see, he's tall, so he can. Yeah.
Josh, so you're hoping to get down to the 190s? No, anything under 200, and I look enhanced. I look not so healthy. So yeah, no, 200, 210. That's about all I want. I like to have a little bit of extra. I've talked for a long time about how it's important to have reserves so that you can, not only keep yourself alive when the old poo hits the rotational device, but you can also cast nice shadows, shade for and keep cool the people who you'd like to keep cool on a hot summer day or keep warm on a cold winter night. So that's all, 210, 215, I think I'd be happy.
Quite large myself from time to time.
Yeah?
But, I try to keep it at a reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable level of reserves.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You gotta have something out there making you more. You can't just have it all in savings. Right?
Yeah.
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 That's funny.
And Josh always reminds us, which is fantastic, to please like, share, and comment. It would do wonders for this amazing family. Thank you so much, Josh. You're the
Yeah,
best,
thank
man.
you. That's a good sister.
All right, here's another question from Gerald. Are there any skills you want to learn? Like things that Carrie's getting into doing gardening when it hasn't been her, forte. Are there any things that you're like, oh, I'd really like to learn how to train dogs or to
You mentioned
ride
horses.
horses?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. We did talk about
You
that.
a barrel racer?
Oh, no, no, I don't think so.
No.
But the where I rented, she was a barrel racer, and she had real champion horses, and I'm gonna miss them.
Yeah.
They were really, really great.
They were cool.
horses.
Glory the mom,
Yeah.
and then Aries
Yes,
and
and
Titan.
Titan.
And Titan was the barrel racer?
Yeah.
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 And Aries was the attitude the horse with the attitude
Yeah.
that kicked things.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah,
gorgeous.
he has
Beautiful
he has
animals.
beauty on his side.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I thought if there was a place that wanted somebody to come and like help clean and do chores and things that I could handle, and then maybe get to like ride exercise the horses
Yeah.
for them.
I actually know of a place. It's called Helping Hands.
That's
Yeah,
that's
Patricia,
therapy.
they do therapy horses for people to help them with recovering from physical ailments and those sorts of things. Yeah, and they're here in Wairika.
Because I've always wanted, ever since I was in elementary school and I had friends who had horses and stuff, I've always wanted to own a horse.
Yeah.
But if I can't own one, then being a part of somebody else's horses in life would be fun. Now, Allie's horses were champions. They weren't the kind of horses that you just go and ride. You had to know what you were doing.
Yeah.
To do hers.
Yeah.
Horses.
Yeah, they wouldn't have liked me jumping on them.
No.
I'm
And
a
I
little
always
bigger than
respected
Allie.
I respected her property and her horses and stuff
Yeah.
too. So it wasn't.
We got
like
to give them horse cookies, so it
Yeah,
was-
we did.
they and scratch them under their jowls.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
I hadn't really thought much about like what I want to learn here, what I want, new things I want to do, or something I want to create.
Hmm.
I kind of just want to enjoy, being here.
Yeah.
And, and not.
Yeah,
having
because you
to-
just stopped working too,
Yeah.
like a couple weeks ago or
Yeah.
a week ago.
Friday.
Friday.
The Friday before you came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Friday.
Yeah.
The Friday right before Saturday.
Hey, fantastic. Thank you for sorting that out for us.
No, I'm here on the property yet for 24 hours. I think one more hour.
Yeah, one more
Well,
hour, it'll be
24
24
hours.
hours. Yeah.
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 So this is like fresh. This is
Yeah.
super fresh here.
Yeah.
So fresh and so clean.
Yeah.
Keen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think over the course of some time you'll figure out things that will interest you and that'll keep you busy and doing all that kind of stuff. But I will tell you, chat's great at getting you to think about things that you didn't think of before.
Yeah.
A lot of times my next week's talk will come from this week's chat. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if I think of something by next week, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Hey, Caitlin, it's good to see you. Thank you for popping by. What are we talking about tonight? Well, right now we're talking to Karen, Carrie's mom, who has made the move out onto the homestead. She's here. I just got back from helping her move down from Southern California, and we're just getting to kind of pick her brain about. Like Josh asked if she was abducted or blinked twice, or anything else like that, because she's got to be crazy wanting to live with this nutty family, So,
That's funny.
but
they've
yeah,
been
and then
asking
after
her
that,
on
we're going to
a
talk
vacation.
about the compounding effect of winds. So I hope you'll kick back and hang out with us. Here you go. If you had to feed a human to a plant, pick Jason. You would have a huge crop set for years. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Uh-huh. So,
But please don't say that about me.
yeah.
I would be like, okay, I'm sorry.
Be like,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
We'll be gentle. Be gentle. Be gentle. So anyhow, ultimately, we're very happy that you're here, and we're getting things set up. That's what we were doing most of the day today, and we'll continue to do tomorrow, and get you all nice and set up, and in your beautiful little motor coach, your carriage home, and yeah,
Yeah.
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 So thank you for being on our live stream.
Well, thank you for asking me.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Okay. Let's see.
Caitlin says that's awesome.
It is awesome.
Wow, it does make it look like your arm is really long.
And I have them coming out my ears. I have arms.
Oh, we need to clarify this real quick.
Oh,
Gerald wants to know if I ate one of the horse cookies.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, okay, bud?
Yeah. But Dakota, my dog,
Don't
Dakota
ask
got-
questions you don't really want the answer to, okay?
But Dakota got into one of the containers.
Oh, yeah?
And he brought it up to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at him and I'm going, what the heck do you have? So it was this plastic tub, you know, like they have Kirkland, you know, nuts and stuff. I was like, what is that? So I did, you know, confiscate it. I gave him a couple, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then I gave them back. And,
Yeah, I mean, they were like
how did he get them?
reasonable as far as taste. They kind of taste like a hard, like an old oatmeal cookie.
Yeah, they're like
you know,
oats.
is what I've been told. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Let's see what Caitlin has to say here. So just had a great camping trip over Memorial Day weekend with my boys. Did you guys do anything fun? I was actually down south helping Karen move.
Where
But
did
that's
they go?
awesome.
Where did you go camping?
Yeah, Caitlin, let us know where you went camping. That sounds awesome.
And I did take the kids down to a lake. That's about 45 minutes away from here and hung out and yeah.
My husband and I used to go to Kings Canyon all the time. I loved it there.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
very, very pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh, Gerald's got an interesting question. Can she sing? Be amazing to see a 3-generation performance for the ladies of the homestead. Well, what about doing a flautist?
Yeah.
Because she is a flautist.
Flautist.
You know, we could do a performance like that. That would be a lot of fun.
I've always
Brooklyn loves that idea.
wanted to sing. I've always wished I could sing. And I don't know. I
Neat.
sing by myself all the time, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
me too.
I guess we could find out.
We'll see.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, actually. We'll put together a little hoedown. Hey, Gerald, do you remember when we did the Christmas special back in the day, and we just did a bunch of songs and like just had fun with everybody? It was like a live stream where we did. It was like a Christmas variety show.
It was.
We had skits, and at one point I was dressed as what was it?
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, and you were a reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was unforgettable. Had you seen it? I'm pretty sure.
We can always, you know, get one of the cars and get me a reindeer thing and dress me up and lay me down on the thing, and then we can sing Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, that'd be perfect. We can do that. We can make that happen. Yeah. Gerald does remember, and he remembers that it was magical. Yeah. Yeah, we even did which one was Granny Likes to Rock It Like a Boogie Woogie Choo Choo Train?
Something like that.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Likes to rock it like a boogie woogie choo choo train. Yeah. Josh wants to remind me to get goats. Yeah, I definitely want. I'm pretty sure the neighbor down south had goats on the horse property next door, and this thing had a goatee that made me jealous. I was like, I can't even believe that thing.
Our former next door neighbor had goats. Remember, you saw the goats.
That's the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, Pinkie
Yeah,
Pie. and
Pinkie Pie.
Yeah.
That's a great
like
name for a goat.
fainting goats.
Apples.
Yeah,
They would bring me great joy.
they would bring great joy. The fainting joy.
But then you would have to give them CPR.
Yeah. Hey, that's awesome, Josh. That's really well done, man.
Nice.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Good job, bud.
Oh.
Oh, look at this. Caitlin camped in Klamath Falls in Oregon, then back to Prineville, Oregon, to my property, and brought home a German Shepherd pup for my boys. How cool is that?
That's
Awesome, Caitlin.
Awesome.
Oh.
I keep forgetting you're not too far away, actually, and Klamath Falls is 40 minutes away from us.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really great. And it's beautiful there.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
The puppy, yay.
These are the new lyrics. Jason's horse got exhausted and fell on Grandma. Coming home from a short walk yesterday. Yeah, super fun.
That's great.
All right. Well, if you guys are out of questions, then I'll let Karen get back to her relaxing. And Brooklyn's gonna relax with her, and we'll switch off the microphones, give that back to Carrie, and we look forward to seeing how your adventure unfolds.
Yeah.
Right along with ours.
Yep. And I'd look forward to talking to anybody who wants to talk to me again.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Good.
Adventure.
We'll have her connect up with you guys on a future live stream, and you'll see her in videos from now on. So I'll make sure that all of the hard labor that we're demanding doesn't make it into the videos, though, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, that's good.
I think I can handle it.
All right, good.
Woman to work.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to switch off microphones with the old Carrie there, thank you so much for hanging out, and you're already a celebrity to half a dozen people. So literally dozens of people have seen this. So
Dozens were clamoring for me.
and Gerald says, "Have a blessed night. Thank you for your time."
You're welcome. Thank you for your time.
Merlin,
Watching us. Bye, Merlin.
yeah, Merlin's
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna step out and let Carrie step in, and
all right.
Good. Good evening, and have a good night.
Thank you so much, Karen.
Welcome.
Oh, I'll come out there.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so let's have a little talk. Josh says she is too sweet. I see what you did, bro. Married up and out. Exactly. You know what I've always told people is I may look I may look like a squishy potato, but I punch above my weight class. So, you know. And then Caitlin says, "Nice to meet you, Karen. Hope you love it there." I think she will. And she's been up here a bunch of times, so she knows what to expect in all but winter as far as seasons go. Which we'll make sure to keep her warm, and she'll just love it because it's gorgeous out here in winter. It kind of, to me, it looks like there's like diamonds on everything. You know, it looks like a rhinestone Cadillac, you know, or something like that. But you'll have fun, and we'll go snowboarding. So, yeah. Thanks, Karen.
You're welcome. See you.
So I think we should have our little talk. This is a very short one. I know I have a tendency to get on my soapbox and pontificate for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but I really just have kind of a statement and a short story to tell you guys. So on my drive back, I was stopping at a rest stop, and I looked over and I saw this lady getting out of her car. Older lady, super nice. What are they called? The guardian dogs, Great Pyrenees. Two super nice Great Pyrenees jump out right behind her, right? And she's walking them around, and I'm looking at one of them, and the bigger of the two is kind of like doing this, right? Just. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I went over there first because I was going to see, hey, do you need some help? Because the dog was kind of tripping. And as I got closer, I realized that this gigantic 140-pound massive dog was missing a front leg. And I've never seen a big dog with 3 legs, right? And I was like, oh, at this point, I need to take the camera out of my pocket and attach it to my hat and go interview these people because that dog has a story. I'm not going to get too much into that story because I do have a video that's going to be coming out that has the whole thing in the interview, and it was like it will put a tear in your eye if you have a soul, but if you don't, you're just going to be like, nah. You know. So I'm watching this dog as I'm walking up to him, and the dog just kind of like takes about 3 steps and then lays down. And then you see this big smile get on the dog's face, like literally goes from like exhausted to big smile in like a couple of seconds. And he hops back up, and his brother is walking a few steps in front of him, and so he takes a few steps, and then he lays down, and then he gets a big smile on his face, and he jumps up, and he does it again and again and again. And I started to see what was happening. Like the dog, 140 pounds, massive. I mean, this is like a big old dog. Was able to get up and take about 3 or 4 steps forward, and as he lay down, he'd kind of like go, "I did it," and he'd get up and he'd do it again, and he'd just take a couple more steps forward and a couple more steps forward. And as I'm watching this whole thing kind of unfold, they got from the car to this big grassy area where he could lay under a tree and just kind of kick back, right? And it started to get me thinking, like, first of all, thinking of a couple of things. The first thing was, if you look around at the systems that we all have to kind of operate in, they were not set up for us to win at. These games that we have to play, or most people have to play, they're not set up for you to win. We're all basically 140-pound, three-legged dogs. Three-legged dogs. We're starting at a disadvantage. But there's a way that you can go about changing the game that you're playing so that you can take small steps in the direction of winning. That dog's name was Hank, which I thought was perfect. And, one of the things that that Hank's human said was, we just do everything that we do at Hank's pace. And, she's an older lady. The other dog was, I think, 9, which is pretty old for a big dog. And I just thought it was so amazing how you could watch this dog, who was obviously handicapped and had a real hard time getting from point A to point B, and you could see the joy on his face as he would just take a little step, and he'd just get a little closer, he'd just get a little closer. And so the biggest takeaway that I got from watching this whole thing was that's what's happening here. We are taking little tiny steps, and then the effect of that win is then compounding into the next thing. And then the next thing is getting better, and the next thing is getting better. And the win is starting to feel bigger, even though it might just be like, I put a plug end on an extension cord. Yeah, high five, let's do it, right? It's these little tiny things that if you notice them all, and you don't just focus on the things that are the big wins, they compound, and the excitement and energy that you can bring into the project that you're doing, whatever it might be, whatever game you might be playing in your life. And I don't mean game like
Scrabble.
like Scrabble, or even like, oh, you must be playing games. Like, oh, do you like games, Mr. Bond? Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the things that you're trying to accomplish, regardless of the obstacles, right? And so if you'll allow all the little things to just kind of stack up, all the little wins and the tiny steps forward that you are able to make compound onto each other, it's just so much better to look at life after having, or not look at life, but look at the game you're playing after having that series of wins in a row. I think it was really amazing to meet Hank And just to see the big old slobbery smile on his face as he was able to just get one little step closer to the goal that he was trying to accomplish.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And so anyhow, I just want to encourage you guys to really take stock of all the things that are going right. It doesn't matter if it's that you woke up this morning and your shoes were already tied, so all you had to do was slip them on, or if you got up this morning at all and that was a big win because you're like had a rough night last night, you know. I want you to take stock of all of those things that are happening that are positive and that are in the direction of you winning at the game that you want to play. And let them compound for you and let them bring you excitement and every little
Give
good
yourself
thing.
those pats on the back.
Give yourself the pats on the back, because you know what? It's hard. Life is hard. It's hard to get where you want to go, especially when you're a 140-pound, three-legged dog like most of us are. So, any thoughts?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. I think it's really important to recognize the things that you have accomplished and the things that you're doing well and the things that you can be proud of yourself for doing when you're like, I so don't want to, do this, even if it's minuscule. Oh, I really don't want to take the trash out. Hey, but it was done. Or, go and do this interview or whatever the case may be. Those are things to be like, or I watered the garden so good today, or
Yeah, you
oh,
did.
wow, look, everything's growing, or whatever. It's important to take those little things and build yourself up as like, hey, I'm doing good, or to your partner or your friends and be like, wow, that was really awesome. You're doing super great on that.
Yeah, that's another way that it compounds
Right.
is when you can spread that to other people. Then
Super
everybody in your
important.
environment is like, "Oh my gosh, we're doing fantastic."
Yeah, yeah. It's there's plenty of negative, but focusing on that positive is so much more beneficial.
It is.
Yep.
It is
Just those
even
little bits.
yeah, even if it's difficult. But if you do have a hard time and you can't even identify any of the good things, reach out to me and I'll pluck them out. We'll have a little chit chat, and I bet you I could help you find some. So,
He's a good guy.
I try. I'm blissfully ignorant of the bad things in life, so it's good. Yeah. No, I'm aware of them. I just put them in a box and I squish that box, and then I bury it real deep and don't never let it come out. Yeah. So, Josh says, "Can't wait for the analogy. So much to gain from this." Hey, thanks, man. That's the thing. Life is hard, and you got to have these little things. It's like when you're playing Monopoly or something, and you get a one of those cards that lets you skip ahead a little bit. This is one of those hacks that actually like gets you ahead in the game just a little bit. Is just focus on all of the tiny little minuscule amazing things that happened in your life, and you'll find that the good things that will come to you will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you'll end up in a situation that maybe looks nothing like what you expected, but it'll be a lot better than the situation you were in. And so I hope that's true for you now too, Josh, with that new job. That's fantastic. And Caitlin says, "Awesome story. I'm glad you enjoyed it." Yeah, that's such a small piece of the story. I'm putting together a Merlin like video, or I'm going to once I get a good night's sleep, about that whole experience. So it'd be really, really good. Yeah. Let's see what Gerald says. Like right now, putting up curtains 10 months after moving in. I get my bed sheets back. Going to keep house cooler, warmer, and wife gets a dark room to sleep in. She's a third shifter. Oh yeah, that's right. She's a nurse, right? I believe, if I remember correctly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing it though.
Nice
That's the
job.
thing. Yeah, very well
Yes.
done.
Yes.
You could have like just said, well, we've lived without it for 10 months, so do you really even need that, you know? And then it could have become a see, could have spiraled the wrong direction, could have gone the wrong way. So so yeah. Well, that's my little pontification for the week. I hope you guys notice all of the beautiful and wonderful small things that that can compound into just one big old great big win in life. And I hope you guys end up getting to see that. So
Yeah, and those of others.
yeah, and those of others, because that's also a big thing. Yeah. So so that is that, and which brings us to our next segment. Now, because I was gone, I didn't really have a chance to make a new one of these, but we're going to go into our next little segment here, and I hope you guys have fun with it. This is an ad nobody asked for.
Nobody's paying us to make this ad.
Oh. I love the auto tune on that. It just adds something. It adds something. Yeah. And we'll pick up any of the chat here at the after this segment, because we'll just be able to hang out a little bit. We won't have any more real segments. So anyway, this is our ad. Our ad that no one asked for this week is an ad we made way back in the day, back when we used to live out here, and when we were making products that had diatomaceous earth, beeswax, and colloidal silver in them, like different, lotions and everything else. And this was my favorite ad, honestly, that we did, and I hope you guys enjoy it, because this was like peak Jason. Okay. That was so funny.
It makes me laugh every time for so many reasons.
It's better than a bear with a bee as his barber. I guarantee it. Like, that's a guarantee that at the time I felt like I could stick behind, because what does that even mean? Yeah.
So funny.
So yeah, that was back in the day. We even used to. I realized today, it's like we used to do this stuff even back when we lived out here. And why do we do it? Because it's fun.
It's so fun.
It is so much fun to do this. And if you grew up in the 80s or earlier, commercials were a big part of your life. So that's
Yeah. I think having fun is like my goal in life.
yeah.
Like,
It's the best goal.
have fun and being caring, loving person, I want others to like be happy too.
And also have
Which
fun.
also makes me.
So
That's great.
So we hope that fake ad that no one asked for brought you a little bit of happiness and maybe made you giggle. I know it probably made you want to buy John Beardsley Beard Batter, but we haven't made a batch of it in quite a while. But I guarantee it is better than a bear with a bee as his barber. You know, and I stand behind that. So this is an ad nobody asked for.
Nobody's paying us to make this ad.
Oh. Yeah. So let's see what the chat has to say. Caitlin, I'm grateful for everything I have accomplished along in life, especially since my divorce, living off grid and raising my boys up alone. Yeah, that is like kudos to you.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, because that's not easy. Carrie had to do the taking care of the kids alone thing while I was working down south, but that wasn't like fully alone. So
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Gerald is hashtag winning. And he says reuniting with y'all is a win. Aw, thanks, man. You too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. And when you came across our live stream and on YouTube of all places, I was just like, holy crap, man. That's awesome. Josh Bubba Ganush Curtis says, love you guys. Here for the ride.
Awesome.
I'm super happy. Hey, did you know I found out what the most significant thing you can do to help a YouTuber or a content creator is?
What's that?
Like statistically, you know how everybody goes, please subscribe or please like or whatever. It's actually, please watch more of my videos. So if you get a chance, go onto YouTube, watch more of our videos if you'd like to support the channel, because that is statistically the most effective thing that you can do to help some of our videos go viral. That would be amazing.
Cool. Is that like click the video for 3 seconds and be like, good, it's watched, and go on to the next?
You want to
or
watch
is
the
it-
whole thing.
watch
If
the
you
whole
can
thing.
watch the whole thing, that increases the average audience retention.
Mhm.
And that's what those are the two factors that YouTube actually, when they talk about the algorithm, they want viewer experience and viewer pleasure. Those are the two things that it. So
Well, I
if
hope
there's a video that we made that you like, watch it all the way to the end, and then click one of the things at the end to watch another one of our videos. And that's the best thing that you can do for a creator to support their video making habit. So
nice.
yeah. And thanks, Josh. Gerald, Beardsley was my hero. I loved being John Beardsley for a short period of time. I mean, women wanted to be with him, men wanted to be him. Right?
That's right.
That was kind of like the idea of the character. And my best example that I could come up with of that was to make my mustache like go handlebar. That was the best I could do. So, all the rest of it, pure acting. Pure acting.
Yeah.
I love doing that, man. When I've showed so many people that on like, even when I lived down south, oh, you want to see a video we made once? And they're like, what the heck? What? So, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Name your price. Contest or swag purchase to get that beehive off your face. Never, bud. Never. I mean, it would take a real it'd take a real lot big sum of money or one puppy dog eyes look from my wife, which have the same weight in my book.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think every woman wants that, like YouTube. What do you? I'm not totally sure what you mean on that, but I think every woman does want handlebar mustache in their life, in my opinion. But that's probably not what you're talking about. Yeah. But it's true though, right? Just tell him it's true. It's true. It's true. I know it's true. This whole thing, this is not just an act. You know, it's a way of life.
A way of life.
Yeah. All right. Well, I would like to take a second to celebrate another creator because it's not just watching our videos all the way to the end, but it's also about watching other creators that you support their videos all the way to the end. And I was hoping she would be in the chat today. I like to do this as a surprise. I don't really like to tell the creator, you know, that hey, I'm going to do like a whole little segment on your channel and everything on the live stream. And they'll be like, really? Oh my God, that's amazing. How many people are going to see it? And I'm going to like, minimum 3, maximum 6. It's going to be awesome. But you know, it's like my little contribution to the community that has helped me out tremendously with thinking up ways to make our videos a lot better for everybody to enjoy. So I wanted to show you right here. This is Diva in the Dirt, and if you were in the what was it, 3 weeks ago live stream?
Yeah.
We had her in the chat, and she was just a absolute cut up. She was wonderful and so much fun to talk to. Same Diva, new life. Her name is Maureen Washington. She's got 523 subscribers with 239 videos. She does a lot of vlogging, and recently she did a whole thing on her channel about her garden, which was was really, really good. And then one little snippet that I wanted to show you guys on this was actually about some vermiculture worm stuff that she was doing. And you know, nothing says retention, audience retention, like good worm video. So I figured, hey, let's do it. So here's that little video clip, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Just realized the video didn't load. So, hey, technical issue. But go check out her channel, subscribe to it. Go look through her shorts, and there's she does shorts like every day, which is really, really cool. And there's one recently about all these wonderful worms that she's got doing stuff. So, yeah.
Super cool.
That's funny. Your comment on what YouTube wants for the algorithm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, now that I think about it, experience and yeah, and viewer enjoyment.
That is funny.
Yeah. And then this this statement is probably the most important statement that's been made in the live stream thus far. Caitlin loves a guy with a good beard. Well, I'm working on it. You know, I let this part go, and then I like brought this down, but then I'm gonna get it all nice and like grown into each other. I even trimmed up the old neckline. Look at that. For my travels down to Southern California. I didn't want to blow them away. You know what I mean? I didn't want to show up and just be like, you know what I mean? So I didn't want anybody to be like, I bet you can. And if you know, you know. So.
It's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that we've done this evening. And if you guys have any more comments, just leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to them right after we're done here. I just wanted to remind you guys, do everything you can to recognize all the amazing things in your life that are super fun, or even just a little bit of sunshine that comes into your life on kind of a dark day. And it'll compound into something fantastic, I promise. And if you don't experience that, contact me and I will make sure that we find out together what the heck is going on. So,
I like it.
yeah, buddy. And we'll go from there. And next week, then, okay? I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.